All right, so we just got back from watching The Lion King, and actually saw one of my students there at the theater getting her not condiments, but getting her concessions.
Right.
As I was getting my popcorn. And I was so proud because her parents said as they were walking up the steps to the theater that she told them, "One of my teachers going to be here." Because she knows how much I love movies.
That's awesome. That's
But
awesome.
as the movie's starting, and I got this lunchbox, or my son's lunchbox, for this prop right here. As the movie's starting, I remembering we were doing vocabulary this last year,
Right.
and we were teaching prefixes like bio, meaning
Right.
life. And so we had these actions for what these words mean. And our action for life was holding up Simba in the air.
That's classic.
Here we go.
Boy reviews.
Cut to my students falling asleep in class. I tell you, it's funny that you mentioned your students. Most of my students had never seen The Lion King, and then, today my youngest son was watching it, and I realized he'd never seen Lion King, and he's 8 years old. The thing is, the younger generation, they're more into the Pixar movies. A lot of these Disney classic movies, unless as a parent, you like I know you do, force your kids to watch them, it's not something they're really going to be interested in. For the most part, it's all the new Pixar movies that are really dominating. And he loved it. I tell you what, it's the same movie. There's no reason he shouldn't love it because Lion King was always been awesome. It's a classic, so the story's pretty much the same. For us even to do a review as far as giving a detailed synopsis of the movie, it's the same story. It's been on Broadway. It's right here in Vegas. I mean, it's the same story. How did you feel about this?
So, if you've been watching our reviews, you know that I love these live action remakes. I really do, because these movies, a lot of them they've been doing remakes for, are movies I grew up on.
Right.
And since I love movies, I get a chance to see these movies in a different fashion. And for the most part, Disney does a good job of adding a little extra stuff to it.
Right.
Sometimes they don't add too much, but like Aladdin, there was a lot of new stuff I thought.
Aladdin was
and
fabulous.
It made Aladdin great. For Maleficent, going way back, they changed it quite a bit.
Right.
I didn't see it till years later, but I enjoyed that movie, and they're coming out with a sequel. But anyways, Lion King is my favorite Disney animated film, probably my favorite animated film of all time. That includes Pixar movies. My favorite animated, I love the story, taken from Shakespeare, of course.
Right.
But I love the whole story of The Lion King. I've watched it probably 50 times. I remember going and seeing it when it came out in the theater when I was 8 or 9 years old.
Right.
Leaving the theater and thinking to myself, that was a great movie. And so I felt going into this movie, this live action remake, it could do no wrong. I felt like I was going to love it no matter what. And unfortunately, I did not love it. It, for me, was a big letdown. And I don't think that's just because I'm a huge Lion King fan. Not because I'm some purist who it just has to be the same, because I was excited for this remake, live action. For me, it was a big letdown. Aladdin, in my opinion, was way better.
Way better.
As far
10
as a
times
remake.
better.
And this is probably the first, and I'm sure it is because of my love for Lion King, but this is probably my first live action from Disney that they've done that I just didn't like. And so let me get into some of the reasons why. You talked about the CGI. The CGI was fine, but not in my opinion. It wasn't glorious.
Right.
There's a scene, and if you've seen the anime movie, you know the scene where Simba's trying to get Nala to go check out the elephant graveyard, and she's getting her bath by her mom, and he's got to get his bath. And for me, the CGI was really bad and really choppy there. It was really obvious that and I was confused because I'm not I know they didn't record live action lions, I don't think, but they had the ability to manipulate these lions to do whatever they wanted. And when the tongues came out of the mouths, it looked really bad. And then when the mom's head was behind the daughter's head, it was really, really bad. So that kind of bugged me. Just that scene, for the most part, it was pretty good. But for me, I didn't get too much emotion out of this movie.
Right.
Besides when Mufasa dies, I felt some emotion there.
Right.
And besides when Rafiki convinces Simba to come back, I felt some emotion there. But near the end, or at the end, I didn't feel any triumphant feeling or emotions inside me. I didn't feel too much going throughout. I felt like it was just going through the motions, and I feel like that's the best way to describe it. I'm really let down with this movie.
I gotta agree. the most memorable parts of the movies, first and foremost, are the hyenas, which one is played by Key, the other one is played by Peel, I believe.
I looked it up. It's not Peel, the other one, which shocked me.
Really?
Yeah, it's another guy. I'm sorry I don't know your name, but it's another actor.
But, I mean, that dynamic and that relationship was awesome. And then by Timon and Pumbaa, and I want to say Pumbaa was played by Seth Rogen. They were probably the best actors, voice actors in the movie. Again, James Earl Jones did a great job voicing Mufasa, but I did not connect at all with Simba. I felt like he was whiny. He was even more so than the Disney animated classic, but it just, I didn't connect with him at all. I didn't feel like his relationship with Nala was platonic. You know what I mean? It just wasn't organic, I should say.
It was platonic.
It was platonic.
There was no love there.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to all the new Disney live action movies, I have found myself really struggling with the Animal Kingdom. I didn't like the Jungle Book whatsoever, and
that was a great one.
I didn't like the Jungle Book.
They added new story to it.
They did, but
the little boy was awesome.
When the majority of your cast are all animals, I just feel that you have to go so heavy on CGI that it takes you out a little bit of the movie, and then you really have to have good voice actors and good direction in order to make it emotionally connect with the audience. I'll give you an example. Planet of the Apes, the new remakes. Okay. Oh, I can't remember the name of the actor.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis is amazing. He is Caesar. But again, it's for the most part all CGI, but his performance still comes through. You believe him. You feel the pain. You feel his motivations. Honestly, I didn't bother even checking who voice acted Simba because I thought he was horrible.
Donald Glover.
Really?
Lando himself.
Lando Calrissian. Wow.
The older Simba.
And the older Simba. And I love Lando and his real name
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino. And I loved him in Star Wars and other movies he's done. Wow, I didn't know that. Did it connect with you at all?
No, not at all. And I like Donald Glover a lot. I think he's incredibly talented.
Matter of fact, and not to cut you off, the relationship again between Simba, older Simba, and Nala. My wife is like, "Oh, that's Beyonce." I was like, "Really? Beyonce voice acted Nala?" And he did. Again, I couldn't even tell. They were bad. I don't know.
He gave an interview and he said that when he was filming Solo, that I guess he had some off days or this or that where they pulled him aside into a different studio in London and had him record his parts for Lion King. So the fact that she wasn't there for them to reciprocate off each other when they're doing their lines kind of showed in the movie.
Yeah.
I wonder why in this movie, and I could be wrong if they didn't seem like they did the motion capture performance that Andy Serkis does in Lord of the Rings back in the day and the Planet of the Apes, because then you would see some emotion. Jeremy Jahns mentions that there was no emotion from the lions, and I knew that going into it, but I agree. It really bothered me. The hyenas were great. Shinzi kind of got a more elevated role, and she was great. My biggest problem, as far as the characters go, was Scar. I love Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm not going to say your name right. I'm sorry. From 12 Years a Slave and so many other movies that this guy's done. He's awesome in Serenity, that sci-fi flick by Joss Whedon.
That was a real good one.
But I had a problem with the Scar. He was a little too deliberate. He was a little too slow with his delivery. He wasn't animated. Even when he sings the Be Prepared number, which was the worst number in the entire movie, they toned it down and they tried to make it more, okay, this guy's a true...
Stop right there.
This guy's a true villain, so we're going to give him a more toned down. He didn't even try to sing better than I could, which I'm a horrible singer, until the very last
Was there a good number in that movie?
Yes.
Which one?
Yes. Can't Wait to Be King. That was good.
I didn't enjoy it.
And I enjoyed
and actually,
Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I enjoyed it because I loved them running around in that beautiful paradise, especially below the waterfall. I thought it was good. Hakuna Matata was pretty good.
Okay, Hakuna Matata, right? I'll give you was good, but that's because it's a classic song.
That's the problem. Is these songs we've only seen one way, unless you've been lucky enough to see it on Broadway or off-Broadway production, and it did not enhance it.
Right.
They at least tried with Be Prepared, but in my opinion, it wasn't good at all.
Again, maybe I'm comparing it too much to Aladdin, but Aladdin again, that huge piece at the very beginning, Prince Ali, with all the color, all the choreography, that was amazing. Yeah. It wasn't just about the singing, but that was amazing. And then the Princess Jasmine song at the end,
Speechless.
Yeah. I will not get speechless. Exactly. That's what it's supposed to be. Again, I had no moment like that at all in this movie. I found myself at times, okay, I knew the story already. I'm kind of bored. I'm there with my wife and my kids. My biggest enjoyment was watching my youngest son, 8-year-old, who is watching the movie, and he's enjoying it. And I forgot, man, that's how I felt the first time. And he was scared again when Mustafa died. And then at the end, he asked me when Scar dies, I feel sorry for him. It was hilarious.
He's evil. Felt bad for the villain. This is what I didn't have a problem with going into it, but I had a problem going out. Is if you're going to do a live action, it's a perfect opportunity. And this was a longer film than the original was. Right. Perfect opportunity to build a little bit of history, a little bit of background on these characters' motivations. Right. We get a little bit of a line from Mufasa where he tells Zazu that as long as he's alive, Scar's going to be allowed to live there, right, and he's not going to be bothered. Right. That tells me that there was no antagonizing from Simba or from Mufasa, but that Scar, I feel it was just jealous and had sour grapes the whole time, right, and he waited for his moment. But they could have had an opportunity maybe to build on their childhood a little bit, right, to give it like a Loki Thor type thing, but right, have it be a little more evil, obviously, and contention.
And I feel like they try to give Scar that character moment because I don't remember doing this in the first Lion King, but even in this one, he goes in and tells Nala, Sarabi, you a long time ago you chose Mustafa over me, but Mustafa's gone now, so why are you trying to love a dead spirit? Why can't you love me? I felt they try to make him a sympathetic character. I can see why Alex was sad for him. They try to make him a sympathetic character. It just did not work because, again, the acting was so bad. It was
just slow.
It was
and I gotta blame Favreau on that. And it was just, I think they were trying to go for more realism or a darker tone. Mm-hmm. But when you have songs like Can't Wait to Be King and Hakuna Matata, it's kind of hard to put that darkness in there. Overall, my grade for this new Lion King, it's going to be tough to give it as a straightforward grade because of how much I love this. But I'm going to have to give it a C.
Oh, I was just making a signal. It's a C. Sorry. At best, it's a C. And it's simply because it's a Disney live action movie and I love the story. But, man, they could have done a better job. And, again, I guess for me now, Aladdin raises the bar where this is what all live action movies could be. If you don't want to, if you're not going to do it right, then don't do it. Because I kind of was also let down with Dumbo. Dumbo wasn't as good as I expected it to be. I mean, I love Melissa.
But at least they tried something different.
They did. They tried something different. But this is Disney. I mean, they already have Mulan coming out, which I'm super excited for. Good. That does look really good. But they have such a large category, and if for whatever reason, getting the story right is hard when you don't have real actors, just doing pure CGI, unless you have like the motion capture suits, it's going to be difficult, then just don't do it. Okay, you have a huge category, or catalog, I should say. But they ruined this movie. Honestly, they ruined it.
I wouldn't go that far. One thing I liked, you said no good numbers, the opening number, Circle of Life. I loved how almost shot for how this one opens up, mm-hmm, with how many animals, how many birds, how many bugs on the tree, and how it goes out of focus into the animal. That was awesome.
Right.
And that's for shot I'm impressed with because they took so much care for some of these iconic scenes in this animated movie that they showed it to us in real life. I thought that was really cool. What I would have loved is at the very end an explanation on how they get all those animals back to Pride Rock. How they get all those animals and the grass back and the river back. How do they convince these people to come back to this desolate wasteland? So there you have it. We both give it a C. This one's better.
Wait for it on DVD or just watch the original. Sorry.
Wait for it when it comes on the Disney Channel.
Disney Plus.
Years.
Yes, Disney, please don't block us. I'm going to subscribe to Disney Plus. I'll be paying for that and pushing all your material and content that way. We do enough positive reviews when it comes to the Marvel movies that you own and the Star Wars movies. But if you're being honest, come on. You guys knew this was bad. How dare you? How dare you?
This guy's losing his mind. Hopefully Favreau was just too busy with The Mandalorian. Hopefully that'll be awesome.
I can't wait.
But that's it from us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us some comments. Give us some love. Tell us what you want us to talk about next. And until next time, oh yeah. Adios.